Hello. Hi, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. My skin is so dry. I know I'm not the only one. Um, anyway, I am trying out this new YouTube thing. Um, Making some changes for the new year. And I have absolutely no idea necessarily what I'm doing. But I wanted to talk to you guys about a message I got yesterday. And I think it's like, oh God, I have to go to the optometrist. And I don't know. I don't like doctors. I mean, I love doctors and what they do, but I like don't love going to the doctor. Okay. So I got this email. And good morning, Patricia. And so I got this email, and basically what she said was that she got a call from her bank basically saying that the mortgage had not been paid in months. And she was so perplexed because her husband had always taken care of the bills and he had always paid the mortgage, and she was very confused. This wasn't like a new man that she was with. This was like her husband. So anyway, she told the bank lady, like, there must be some mistake. And of course, the bank lady was like, there isn't. But the bank lady was very, like, sympathetic and was like, okay, go talk to your husband, but we have a problem. So anyway, long story short, her husband confessed that he had missed the mortgage for 1 month and assumed he would make it up the next month. And then however it went, he was unable to catch up. And instead of telling her the truth, he just didn't pay the mortgage. And she, of course, is devastated and told me that she went to her her people, and they were telling her, like, you need to emancipate yourself from him. You need to leave. You need to get out of the house. Let him sort it, And here's the thing. I have come very far in my thoughts on leaving someone that you love. I have matured past leaving being the gut reaction. I am a runner by nature, so for me, it was always like, oh, you make me feel insecure, whether it's financially or physically or emotionally. I can just leave you. I'm always great at being like, I could just leave you. I'll leave. I'm gone. I'll go live with my mother. I don't give a shit. And now, like, I've matured past that in the way that I'm like, we can't just be leaving people. Like, if you're in love with someone and you've built a life with someone and you share that life, children or no children, and they deceive you in a way that is not intentionally deceptive, but deceptively protective, which I know now it sounds like I'm making excuses for deception, but there are different types of deception. There is selfish deception where they are deceiving you to be able to have their cake and eat it too. And then there is deception about, can I fix this situation without emotionally or mentally destroying my spouse? Men are typically fixers by nature. They don't like always deceive with the intent to hurt us. So I think she was expecting that my advice would be similar to what everybody else's was, and it wasn't. Like, we're not here just to leave the people that we have a life with. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but I don't subscribe to that. And I think she was very surprised by that. And I said to her, "Do you love him?" And she said, "Yes, I do." And I said, "Do you want to stay married to him?" And she said, "Yes, I do." I said, "Okay, then you guys have a fucking problem and you need to figure it out. And you may lose your house and that will suck. And you may have to like move in with family or get an apartment or do something different. And yes, it'll be disruptive to the kids. And yes, you'll be disappointed. And yes, there'll be plenty of nights that you cry. But do you want to cry rebuilding a life with the person you love, or do you want to cry rebuilding a life divorced?" And like, who wins in that scenario? Like, okay, so now you've protected yourself from this person ever hurting you again, and now you go out and try to meet someone else and start over and pray that the new person doesn't ever hurt you. I just don't see. Financial infidelity is tricky because it's so fucking scary, because this world, especially this country, has us convinced that the cash moves everything around us. And that is very scary. Admittedly, it is terrifying. I'm not discrediting that. I just think that I have matured past the like, are we just leaving the person we love? Are we just leaving them? And is that the answer? Like, what is the solve there? I'm curious, like what? So now you've left and you still have the financial problem and you still have to sort it out because your name is on the house too. And, you know, so now paying for a divorce on top of all that and ending a marriage that makes you happy outside of this, like, I just don't know that that's the right answer. So obviously, okay, so now you have a financial situation that needs to be addressed. There's no question about that. But I think when you're in the thick of it, you work as a team and you hold the fighting. The fighting can come. The anger, the disappointment, all of that. There will be time. There will be space, right? But right now, you got to dig deep and work as a team. And I know like some people are going to be like, "No, fuck that. I'm out." Okay, that's you. I just think I've matured past that being the only option. And I'm not saying that that isn't ultimately the decision, the right decision, because it may be, you know, but I don't know. I just don't see everybody thinks leaving is the best answer for everything. And I just don't know that I agree with that. I just don't think leaving is always the best answer. And a lot of times what we're going through or dealing with does get remedied, and time does fix things. And I do think that people are complex. Life is scary. It's hard. People make commitments. They make promises around finances. We have expectations that men will include us in decisions and all of these things, and that is very valid. And yes, be irate, but also work work to figure it out. You know, it's interesting because 5 years ago I was a very different person. 5 years ago I was like, "Yeah, no, you got to leave." And now I'm like, I just don't know that that's the right solution. But I'm interested to hear what you think, because I do think it's a conversation, and financial infidelity, I think, is a lot more prominent than people want to admit. And a lot of couples go through this because there is so much pressure for men to provide that they are so afraid to tell their spouses that they are struggling or they need help or things are different, that like they would rather try to figure it out on their own than just be honest, because they don't want to look like they can't do their job as a man. And that is a problem. That is a problem. Anyway, I'd be very interested to hear what you think. I love you guys so much, and I hope you have a great, great day.